Hello everyone and welcome to ZSR Main. Today we've got another match of the Link to the Past Randomizer Challenge Cup 2024 here. We've got our Backgrounds Round 1 match between Fakedoctorphd and ovidiusnaso. I'm starting with me on comms is IB Karma. How are you doing?
I'm doing great today. I'm ready for some AD keys.
Yeah, this should be fun. Do you want to tell chat a bit about what this mode is?
So for this mode, we are doing AD keys with boots. That means all dungeons. So you must complete all 10 dungeons of the game, both Ganon's Tower and Aga Tower. So that means we need a lot of keys. We need a lot of required big keys, a lot of required small keys. We do get to start with boots, so a little bit of speed. And the keys are all shuffled in the pool. So there's a lot of little hunts out there. A lot of Castle Tower ice rod hunts, as most people would say.
Yep, they've already seen a couple in groups where the game just turned into a very bad case of, is that last Castle Tower key just going to be vanilla? And just generally multiple Castle Tower key go modes. So we'll see. As we are about to get going here shortly. Got Mega Man sprite for Fakedoctorphd and this vanilla sprite for Ovidius, and we will have vanilla music for both today.
Oh, no MSU. Interesting.
Nope. Let's see. Heart container and 10 arrows. Heart container is nice to have.
I think the more interesting part is we got two different starts. We got the Sank start, which I actually prefer in boots mode because you get a free check in Bonk Rocks. And we got ovidius doing he's gonna go for some 50-50 bushes for some bombs here. And the first when your 50-50 starts is 0 of 2.
Of course. There's one and there's two. Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, we're back to 50-50. I had one the other day, I think that was like 3 for 10, and I gave up.
That's pretty bad. I think I saw a different one there. It was like 5 out of 6. Was really nice. Ovidius is having no luck though. Jeez.
Did we see a triple? I don't know if he tripled, but we got 10 arrow and crabs. Oh, guards are just bombs.
Oh, that's nice. That's a powder on the lumberjack. Oh dear. That's probably not required until it is, and no shrooms that were found. And then we start getting grumpy.
Well, I mean, the good news, we have to do that dungeon anyways.
Yep, and what was that on Rescame?
I did not see it, but he is going back after it, so we will see it in like 5-6 seconds. Ooh, $300.
$300 is nice for Doc here, as apparently I think that might have been Hookshot, because Ovidius did just mark a Hookshot on his tracker, so... First big key of the seed, that is Hookshot, is to Pod. We do very much need that. There are some big keys that are optional, but Pod Big is not one of them.
For sure, your technical optional ones are going to be Swamp and Skull, and Ice are going to be your 3 big ones, and then for most people, Hera as well.
Yep. Pretty sure both runners do know how to Hera Pod, and the game will let them do so given that Hookshot just showed up. First small key of the seed is a small key to Pod. Also not surprising, given we need 6. There's 6 of them in the game. Ooh, First Glove.
First Glove is interesting. Opens up a little bit more. We can technically sequence break the mountain already with Hookshot and Glove, which is quite a few checks. And I don't mind it in these modes where you're looking for a lot of keys and items to do something like that early. Yeah,
for sure. We're gonna first clear out CAC. Doc gonna take the money over to go buy some bombs. And then we're just gonna see both runners basically do a pretty similar route through CAC here.
Yeah, only difference is Doc's gonna have to go back south. Ooh, Hammer already too. If we get Moon Pearl out of one of the houses, we can have a choice of whether they want to do a very, very early Dark World dip.
Yep.
Now, I do... here's the fun part with Hammer. That actually makes me like the mountain dive even more.
Yeah, because now you've got access to Hera, so first Mire Small in the well.
Yeah, it's not only access to Hera, you can also just beat Hera. Because Hammer allows you to actually kill Moldorm.
Yep. Again, you technically are supposed to have a big key, but we've got the hookshot. We don't really care. And there's a big key to Eastern, so we're a boo from clearing that. Would have laughed if that was the Arabic since we were talking about it.
Well, nothing too crazy again yet. Yeah, we'll probably see a lot of the similar early game routing. I'll be interested to see if either one of them diverge after CAC. Because you can go South Shore, like I said, you can break the mountain, another pod small. You can a few things. You can go castle. We've got bombs and a hammer.
Yep, and got the glove for back of escape.
Yeah. They probably will save and quit and do that first, regardless. Most people do.
I'd expect, yeah. 3 quick checks.
Of course, the way Ovidius routed this, he may not even have to save and quit. He might run down from. Oh yeah, Ovidius does not have the glove yet. That is true.
Yep, because the glove is up on the bottle vendor, and Ovidius didn't have enough money because the money was in Lost Woods for Doc.
Yeah, and there's the argument there for dropping down and dropping back into well a couple times to get the extra 40 bucks. And Doc does check, so both of them peeked it instead of just rushing it. Most people in AD keys, so in any keys mode, will actually just check, like they'll blind check race game, because you're way more likely to have a required item there, and it's really easy to just save and quit when you see the item.
Yep. In other news, by the way, the commentary page got fixed. We're having a few technical issues with the race stream started, but we are going now, as Ovidius is going to head back down and is very low on health. I think was trying to farm the guard for something or other and just got nowhere. But that is Glove.
That is Glove. And let's see where he goes. Yep. But we did not get a sank from Doc. Doc is going South Shore.
Yes, they are.
See if we get anything interesting out of either one of these. And I'm very interested in this match. I'm actually on this side of the bracket. I played the winner of this match. So, interesting to see who I'm going to get to play at the end of their series.
Yep. This is game 1 in a best of 3, as you get a bug net in the back of escape.
So, nothing big yet on either side, just some bombs and a heart piece and damn.
Alrighty then.
And we are going to get an early Agena.
Interesting play. It's a little out of the way, but with boots it is fairly quick.
So, in boots modes, you'll actually see a lot of people do this. You do the split. It's you do Dam with Agena, and then you do Mini Moldorm with your Ice Rod Cave, and maybe Water Walking.
Yeah. Okay, more money. Now the game's giving us all the money for the seed. We've seen 3 of the 300s now, because there was another one on Desert Ledge.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of, I would want to go to South Shore and water walk to Zora. I would probably water walk to Waterfall and then go peek Zora Ledge and just go turn in Zora.
Yeah, because Zora is fully illogic with the glove. I'm gonna see Friend of Escape first for Ovidius. Our inheritance from our uncle today was the single arrow. Thanks, I guess.
Well, I mean, he knows you need it to beat Ganon, so... If you don't watch a lot of Link to the Past, inside joke that the single arrow is the one that destroys Ganon. Ooh,
You do
lamp.
actually need sight for some other games, not necessarily for this one. As yeah, lamp there, a couple compasses we don't need, and a small key to GT. Dubious use on that one.
Well, that whole sequence breaking I was talking about for the mountain is no longer a sequence break. It is completely in logic.
Yep, because you can now see in the dark.
So I would love for Doc to save and quit from here, and I think Doc is the one who has not done Back of Escape. So I'd like to see Doc do Back of Escape and then climb the mountain, honestly.
Yeah,
Even
Doc's the one who
before
hasn't
South
done
Shore.
Escape.
Or not South Shore, even before Castle. Because we still don't know. We're assuming we're going to get Pearl, and we're just going to have Dark World access, but there's no guarantee that we might not have to do Aga Tower still for a Pearl.
For sure. But that is gonna, let's see, safe put to Sank here. So yeah, gonna go probably, well, I'd imagine, yeah, Back of Escape, and then head to, quite possibly the mountain. I did miss what the second chest of the escape was for Ovidius.
I don't think it was. I think it was a like garbage item, like rupees or something. I looked over, but I didn't notice anything that was important.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I don't think I see anything new tracked on Ovidius's personal tracker either. Oh, Blue Mail is an escape. Okay, so that I guess might have been the second chest or something.
Alright, so it looks like Doc is going to do what I was suggesting. He's going to do a mountain climb here. Which
Yeah.
I like. It's a lot of items. It's a lot of items.
It's a lot of items and it's fully in logic for them.
And we're going to get to see kind of the opposite with Ovidius. Ovidius is doing, instead of doing Dam first, he's going to do Mini Moldorm. And with the money, as long as he's comfortable with setting up the water walk and doing the water walk, we'll probably get to see an early Zora and Waterfall.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, we've got a lot of checks in the mountain. We've got Old Man in Spec Rock. We can check on Spec Rock. We've got 7 checks of Paradox, Spiral Cave, the first 2 checks of Hera. Yeah. Quite a bit.
Yep. And we can peek Floating Island while we're up here too. So just
and we can also do most of the rest of Hera out of logic. We just don't have either key to do it in logic.
Yeah, we get 2 more checks out of logic, which some people were worried about leaving stuff like that in dungeons, but Hera's one of those that you never want to do the basement anyways. Nobody ever wants to do it. There you go, our Moon Pearl's mirror locked.
There's a Moon Pearl.
So we know we're finding the mirror soon. And
yes,
that map I wouldn't care about.
No, but I'd expect mirrors probably here on the mountain.
Best place. I feel like best place for it would be inside Hera. Worst place for Doc would be if it's Zora.
That would be really bad for Doc, and a pretty good place for Ovidius, yeah.
Yeah, Ovidius just set up the water walk. It could just be neutral and be Eastern area since neither one of them's gone that way yet.
Neutral for now, although if a bow shows up, that might be interesting. Because we do have the big key.
So we're playing 80 keys for game 1. They have 3 different game options. Out of the 3 game options, what's your favorite one, Star?
Good question. I'm kind of a mediocre at best ALttPR player. We don't need the skull, it's big. But I will say, Crosshunt's an interesting one, if nothing else for the fact that it's a new mode this year. It's a variant on cross keys, but gives you some options on how you want to beat the game.
And there's our mirror.
I'm not surprised. Small key to Skullwoods, top 3, and $20. How about you?
As a player, like Cross Hunt's definitely the most interesting mode. It's got quite a bit of variance being entrance. I think I'm probably best at open/AD. But I do enjoy the Cross Hunt because I enjoy Ganon Hunt in general. Like I enjoyed Champions Hunt when it was around in ladder and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so we definitely are going to be going. This route's interesting for Doc. I honestly think that if you're going to do Spiral, you probably have to do it now and reclimb. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. Because you're going to go over to the other side of the mountain. Well, I guess you could do it after you get Pearl. But once you get Pearl, you're kind of wanting to leave.
Yeah, let's do it now, or you might get tempted to just go leave entirely and then leave Spiral Cave behind for who knows how long.
Yeah, I don't know which way is actually faster though, because you've got you go do Hera, you drop down, you mirror to get it, and then you run back across and do Spiral, and then you can save and quit out of Spiral. It's probably faster.
Yeah, maybe it's probably not a huge difference, but yeah.
Oh, we're going. Okay.
Or I guess at the point in the chat, you could save, quit, and Spiral and climb with mirror up to Hera. I guess that too.
That's sort of what he's doing, minus the save and quit.
Yeah. Vidius on the other side heading to the desert area.
Yeah, he just did the split in reverse. So he did. He's going to do his Agena now, and then I assume we'll see him climb the mountain as well.
Makes sense as the next obvious play.
Eventually, we'll see the eastern area either when they run out of options, which won't be for a while, or maybe when they do a pod dip or they find a bow. One of the three.
Pod dip is not an unreasonable play to make soonish, given we already have 3 small keys and a big key. And
I don't hate it on 3.
I'd like a couple more, but depending on, like, they've got a lot of options right now, admittedly, but it might, I would expect us to see the play there at some point. Depending on what other stuff they pick up. Like, we don't really have much for Thieves or Skullwoods right now.
Okay, we are not Hera-potting, we are just saving and quitting.
Oh, okay. Doc not wanting to risk big chest, maybe? Interesting. And
I mean, there's a possibility that, there's a possibility that he does not know. Now this, I'm confused by.
So am I when you have all of Dark World open.
Yeah, if you were gonna do this, you should have went Dark World to Hype, came up, checked Pyramid Ledge, and then did your front of castle. And then either ended your route with Catfish or ended your route with Pod. Because you have Mirror.
Yeah, for sure. Also...
But I think Doc's a newer player, so it could just be stuff he's not comfortable with. Might be, he's not comfortable on the health, not comfortable on, Green Mail 5 Hearts. Might not have been comfortable with Herapot, because a lot of people do know it, but again, some of these runners in Challenge Comp are newer.
Yeah, I'm not certain either. This is my first time I have ever seen Doc play, so I have exactly no knowledge of anything with regards to their play. Checking the challenge, they were second in Group A. They went 4-2 against Cademan, Centroid, and Rotor Alarm. And I'll probably dig out the qualifier rankings if I can. A minute here. Alright, both runners here is just exchanging their positions. Ovidius on the other side, speaking of group rankings, was second in Group B against Duke Firebird, Legendary Moon, and Yoinker's Wife. Ovidius was 145th in qualifiers to Fakedoctorphd 147th, actually, so very close on that front.
Nice, that is very close considering the rankings. So we're seeing Ovidius clean up the mountain, and we're seeing Doc clean up castle. So we're not going to see anything new for a second. Like I said, from Doc's perspective, 100% you should be going to Dark World here. At least Hype Cave. There's even arguments if you really wanted to go to Vu area. Yeah, I think you get more free checks by doing the hype up. Like hype up to either... I would do hype up to Catfish, but that's just me. I don't want to go to Pod on 3 smalls. I like having the big key, but I would kind of want, at least one more, so I'm only leaving one check behind.
Yeah, that makes sense here. And I don't know that Doc knows Mimic Clip either, because I remember we don't have a bow.
That is true.
And we
You're not
certainly
as
don't
worried
have
about Mimic
bottles.
Clip with 3 keys. But yeah, that is 2 more checks if you don't know how to clip or bottle glitch,
Yeah.
potion glitch.
There's a book in Dark Cross, which we did not see earlier from Ovidius.
Yeah, Vidius won't get that one for a while, so that's interesting. That actually is a full clearable, not full clearable, we don't have keys, but it is
We'd like keys.
it's a desert that we can peek 2 checks and get another 300 if we really wanted. We are going to Eastern area still with full Dark World access.
I'm a little confused by this. I would have, as you said, gone Dark World into Hype Cave and then run up to
Okay,
Well.
we're doing Pod Eastern and Saha. It looks like.
Okay, I would have routed Hype Cave with all this, but this works too.
Yeah, I mean, again, a newer player, you're gonna expect some things that aren't, we're not talking main invitational level, right? We're not talking about people who play perfect. They're playing well. They're just making decisions based on their own game knowledge.
Yep, and like this isn't an unreasonable play either. It is a lot
Not
of
at all.
density.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of density. You're getting five checks out of Eastern minimum without a bow. The East Town Hazard Green, cool. You're getting all but 2 checks in Pod if you know how to do Hammer Yump and Mimic Clip. And then these 3 checks in here. So yeah, you're getting, what is that, 12? Essentially, probably like 14 checks ish.
Something like that, yeah. Well, we can't do Helmet either, but yeah, most of Pod's accessible to us.
Yeah, we're missing 3 checks in Pod, 1 check in Eastern that we can't do, and again, assuming that you can Mimic Clip slash Hammer Yump. And then we're missing, that's it, just 4 checks between both dungeons.
Yeah, it's not too bad here, as it looks like Ovidius will be going for a Harapot.
There's a few different ways to set this one up. You've got boots. You've got a boots way to set it up, which is what he's doing now. You've also got a boot speed way to do it, clip it. And then there's kind of a newer one that's a lot easier than the one he's currently showing. There's a bunch of ways to do this though. There's one where you just walk down from the door. You like hold left against the block and just walk straight down, drop it when you hit your back hits. And then you just walk in between that first and second peg, walk right, and then walk backwards into the bomb blast. And you clip.
Yep.
Yeah, this setup has been the one he's using is one of the older setups. It's very frame dependent, like pixel dependent. Like he's off by like a pixel every time he's been trying it. Yeah, I would just hook speed here. Yep, cool.
Ooh, we got Mitz on the other side for Doc there in the Pod Stealthfish basement.
Ooh, okay, early mitts is good.
Yep, did check the big key chest, so that's one of the 3 keys gone, with the second as expected on the main door. And here, heartbeats.
That tells me definitely does not know how to Mimic Clip.
Yep, which, not entirely surprising. It's a bit of a more advanced strat, especially. And as mentioned, Doc is a bit of a newer player. I'm not entirely familiar with the Ovidius either, although I believe we've seen that name around a bit.
Yeah, I know Ovidius has been playing for a little bit. I don't know where skill-wise they sit. Oh, we got red mail. Okay.
Huh.
The pod
Can't
dip's
complain.
not bad.
Yep. And small key to GT of not much use, and looks like no hammer yump either.
Yeah, so Doc just looks like a newer player who doesn't know a lot of like the niche tricks yet, which is fine.
Yep.
Probably one of Doc's first tournaments and just learning how to play the game.
Yeah, it isn't, all things considered, is not doing poorly either.
No, and it just goes to show you that there are tournaments and places you can do well in the game, and you don't have to know every single trick.
Nope. And that's one of the benefits of the challenge cap, is again, we do need that swap small, is you get the chance to play against runners who may not be top 128, sorry, wrong game, level, and who might have a bit more variance. So we do get a lot of newer players to the CC, names they've never seen before. You know, a
Who's
lot of
the...
Mentor Tournament graduates, although I don't know if either of them were recently in that.
Oh, Swamp Small was in the first chest of Eastern.
Yes, that was where the Swamp Small was.
That's
There's a bit of
interesting.
money in the second chest. We are flippers from Swamp Access now.
We're flippers from completing all but the big chest.
Yep. Ovidius, that's a Light World Hype Cave, not Dark World Hype Cave.
I will not say I've never made that mistake ever.
Yeah, it does happen. I just look over and go, oh, wrong Hype Cave.
Yeah, usually I'll walk in and I'm just like, oh, yeah, that's not it. Alright, so we are going to get to see Hype Cave, which is what we wanted to see earlier. So Ovidius has kind of taken the route we wanted to see Doc take. Except he won't be mirroring to do Castle because he's already done it.
Yep. And Ether in the Eastern Big Chest doesn't
And
do a whole
Bombos.
lot. Bombos is a bit more interesting since we do have mitts now.
There's the bow. That's bad for Doc.
Oh, that is really, really bad for Doc. Yeah, that's more or less why I would have gotten Hype Cave before. Eastern Pod is in case there is something like that bow.
That or one more small key for Pod. Both of those would have been big funds.
Absolutely. And again, not an unreasonable play for Doc, just, you know, it's a matter of efficiency, and when you can't full clear an area, do some more checks on the way, especially ones that are pretty quick, like Hype Cave with 5 right there. And they can pay off, like they did in this case for Ovidius, who's going to go in full clear Eastern and do a good chunk of Pod with those keys.
I don't mind what Ovidius is doing here. I don't like skipping the Pyramid Ledge when you're coming from Hype Cave. The only reason being is now your only time you're ever going to do the Pyramid Ledge is if it's A, your last location, or B, you're combining it with Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, for sure. As Doc's going to go Hype Cave now and find that bow. This is a little bit of a feels bad.
Yeah, so this is going to be a... This is going to be a... This is a game of efficiency, right? So as a runner, you want to try to not isolate as much as possible. And Doc's about to feel bad here in about 10 seconds.
Yep.
I think it's the second chest back here.
Yep.
Yep, that one's a feel bad.
And it is a bit of, I did miss we had a hype in here earlier. It is a bit of a feels bad. Like, it is RNG. Like, there is no guarantee of a bow being there, but the possibility having a bow or an extra pod small is when combined with the, you know, how strong having a bow is for Pod Eastern when you've already got both big keys and the smalls for Pod, just makes it that you would really like one before going there. Yeah,
so now, interesting part on Ovidius' side is if he opens the front door, he is leaving both the vanilla big key chest and the harmless hallway chest.
Yep. Small key to ice on Stumpy.
Your other option in this spot is to choose one, go right side twice, and you can avoid spending the key on that front door. Little slower on clearing the dungeon, but you get an extra check out of it.
Yeah, looks like you're going to open the front door, though. Fire shield for Doc. I think Doc's going to just kind of route over to Village of Outcasts here from the south.
Yeah, there's no reason for Doc to go back to Pod Eastern right now, because A, he only has boss left in Eastern, and then for Pod, he doesn't have a small key left to even do the boss.
No, would like probably at least a couple pod smalls to finish off the dungeon there. But just not much reason to go back. Dig, dig, dig here.
How many digs we getting? You can have up to 30. We definitely got more than 10.
Sure, we're up to 20. 21, 2, 3, 4. I think that's 24 digs for a heart container.
Could have been worse. You could have done 24 digs for... Oh, a sword.
Oh, this just kind of adds to the pile of ouch for Doc. We at least have a hammer, but that is our first sword there for Ovidius on the right side of Pod.
And we're gonna see if Ovidius knows at least. We know Ovidius knows how to Harapot. He tried a couple different ways and did end up getting up there. So we're gonna see if Ovidius knows how to Hammer Yump as well.
Yep. Yeah. Ice Palace is available out of Logic with a fake flipper. I'd imagine Ovidius knows fake flipper, and likely for Doc, that particular fake flipper is pretty easy to set up. I'm really terrible at this game and I can do that fake flipper, but there are also potentially other plays, especially without a cane. A nice Palace bomb jump isn't maybe necessarily the most appealing play of all time.
Okay, so this lets me know that how new Doc is to the game. Doc's not even doing hammer dashes.
Yeah, because there is a thing where you
player.
can use the boots to dash with a hammer.
Oh no!
Fire rod on Harmless Hellway.
So okay, that is a 6-key locked fire rod, but he also chose to not do the pod boss because he spent the key. So got rewarded for spending the key, but now you have to find another one for the boss.
Yep.
So that was dangerous. I do not like that he opened that door, but the reward for him opening that door was huge.
Absolutely. A little too low on that hammer yump both times.
Yeah, he's 2 pixels up on the bomb instead of 3. You want to show he's showing 3 pixels of the shadow, and I think he's been showing 2. That looks right.
Yep. Yep, there we go. Chest game has a half.
You have big key.
Nice.
Open the chest.
That's a brain fart.
That might be why he spent the key, because he doesn't realize he had the big key.
Yeah, it is possible. This does happen to everyone. Sometimes you forget you have an item. Yeah.
Forgetting you have that big key, though, is huge, because he might be looking for that big key for go mode for a little bit.
Hopefully he reads his tracker at some point and figure that out. It is
going?
marked on his personal tracker. Chat can't see it, but we can see our runners' personal full streams, including their personal trackers. And we do see a big key for Ovidius, who is mirroring out for good for now.
Yeah, I'm confused. I haven't seen really too much going on over in the Boo area. Oh, there's another sword.
There's a second sword. That's good. Yeah, we've got half magic, we've got a sword, and a couple Ice Palace small keys. That's been about the extent of everything for Doc.
Oh, Doc's issue is that fire rod's bad. That fire rod's real bad.
Really bad spot. Yeah, based on what we've seen of Doc, that might be functionally 6-key locked for him. As we see the big key to Swamp. Okay, game. I'm starting to think that those flippers might show up soon.
Same. The issue is where are they going to show up, because we still have Catfish,
Woods.
Pyramid Ledge, Skull Woods. We have all of Dark Death Mountain.
2 checks in Desert.
We technically may be able to open TR, and if we find the cane, we could actually do the front, at least the left chest. Ovidius can do all the front.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely could open TR now.
Yeah. First chest of Agatower is available, correct, for both runners, in fact, because you have a cape as well. That was in Pipe Cave. Which, minor note, actually.
Oh, Blue. Now we got Mire area. And Desert.
That's a convenient location for that, for Doc. Can activate that here immediately. After leaving, that is. And small key to TR. Okay, well, that's our second. We need that.
Yep. We need at minimum 3.
Yep. And Doc does not have those Skull Woods big. Ovidius has it. It's on Waterfall Fairy. Which it's worth noting as a side note. Doc is tracking manually. I'm not sure if because auto tracking is allowed, but not everyone uses it. I'm not sure if Doc is. Not sure what Doc's using, but I believe Ovidius might be tracking manually because there isn't a cape track on their side. Might not matter, but I just noticed. And cape wasn't hype game. I'm pretty darn sure Ovidius.
It is. It was. He did pick it up. One way we can tell whether this is auto tracked or not.
Oh hey, skull. A third sword. Okay.
So, Doc definitely manually tracks. You can tell by how long that delay was before that sword hit. So we're at tempered between both now. With Ovidius is probably going to have tempered quite a bit before Doc.
I'd imagine so. The pod right side is because well, Doc's not going back to pod. Oh, big key on the bumper ledge. I was saying earlier that the lack of a tracked cape might not be an issue for Ovidius, but that big key might prove me wrong. Very, very good chance this one's required. We've already found 2 of our 4 technically not necessarily required big keys. We have the skull. We have both the Skullwoods and Swamp Bigs. This one here is the big key to Hera, which is good for Doc, given that we think he may not know Herapot. Maybe less consequential for Ovidius.
Yeah, I don't hate it. Gives Doc a reason to do Dark Death Mountain. I think we're going to see him activate Flute. Most people in this situation would go probably get their Mire Shed desert area cleaned up as much as possible. I could also just see going to DDM. I could see either way. Oh, we got Desert Big on the boss of Eastern.
Oh,
that was Desert Big.
Yep.
According to Tom. And now according to Ovidius.
Yep.
That's another really bad location for Doc.
It is. Because again, Doc's not going back to Pod Eastern for a very long while right now, given the lack of pod keys. Doc's gonna walk the purple chest here. Has already done K45 Stumpy on the way up to the village backcasts. If you watch us back, Doc, it might be easier to have Muradin fluted over. Oh, not a particularly big deal. I think King's Doom there was junk for Ovidius. Yeah, no, and chat commenting it's all dungeons have to do eventually. That is true, yes, for Eastern Pod for Doc. The issue is that it might be a while without pod keys, as we our second skull with small keys pretty useless.
So the reason we're saying it might be a little bit wimpy is because it doesn't seem like Doc knows a lot of like tricks or exploits. So Herapot, Hammer Yump, Mimic Clips, doesn't seem like he knows a lot of that stuff. He spent all 3 of his keys. There's Canis Samaria.
Yep.
Sorry, had to stop for that one. So he spent all of his keys, so he has no pod keys right now, and he still has right side because he didn't have the bow, and he still has the dark maze in the back and boss, and Harmless Hellwade, which has Fire Rod.
Yep.
That's
and
the most concerning one.
Yeah, so functionally, he probably, given that Fire Rod, needs all 6 pod keys.
Unless he's a gambler and gambles Harmless Hellway over the Vanilla Big Key chest.
Oh no, he did the Big Key chest already.
Oh yeah, that's where he spent his other key. Oh.
But he's gonna want to do the maze before Harmless Hellway, most certainly, and doesn't know Hammer Yump, so it would be 6 keys to get Harmless Hellway.
Yep. There's flippers. We knew those were coming.
Yep. And small key to Hera in the Skullwood's big chest. Okay, game.
So modes like this, you normally don't talk like leads, especially early, because a lot of things can happen. But if I was gonna say someone has the edge 100%, I would say Ovidius has the edge right now.
Yeah, that having the items that he got out of the Pod Eastern area that he does, that is a lot of things that definitely do put him ahead of Doc in just terms of like what checks he can do as we get
That's
first
Sword
bottle
4?
of the torch. No, that's Sword 3.
Oh, that's Sword 3? Okay, I couldn't remember if that's where he got his other sword at or not.
Nope, yeah, that was the third sword, so...
The other one is chest
the other
3
one
in
is
Thieves Town?
something like that, yeah. First two, yeah, second map chest of desert was junk. We're gonna see Sick Kid, this makes sense for Doc.
Yeah, we just got our first bottle. Anything good? Nope.
Nope.
We also want to be watching on Ovidius' side right now because is anything else buried by this fire rod?
Absolutely.
Because if anything else is buried by this fire rod, it just compounds on itself.
Yeah. Here's where Doc's going now, taking the portal here again.
We didn't get Thieves Town big, so where are we going? Oh, we're gonna go do North Dark World. Okay, fair.
River Ledge Catfish with those flippers, yeah, that makes sense.
Probably does not know how to kern jump, so yeah, taking the flippers, you can do
flippers,
catfish.
yeah. Can do Keys Tomb here as well.
Yeah, don't hate it. It's an extra mirror.
But this is a good efficiency play from his perspective.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't know if I would have done this before DDM with what he's got. I'd have to think on it.
TR keys. Although he also just has neither rod, which is a different problem for TR.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of where I would play given his situation. Like I said, I don't hate what he's doing at all. Like he's making a play, it's a few checks in a row, we might get Pyramid Ledge along with it. All fine.
And it's also thinking time while he tries to figure like there's nothing he's really leaving behind on this route.
This is actually great. He gets Zora too.
I think we both had the same thought at the same time, yeah.
Yeah, that makes us better.
He can mirror for it. He can mirror for the Zora area is something I just remembered. Yep.
Yeah, that makes this a lot better.
So this is just an all-around efficiency play for him, which will net him as well. Well, okay, yeah. So
he hasn't done Pyramid Ledge either, right? Neither one of them have.
Nobody's done Pyramid Ledge.
Okay, then he is hard isolating it, and I do not like that at all.
Yeah, it's pretty darn orphan for both runners at this point.
Well, I mean, there's still a chance for Ovidius to hit it if he does this North Dark World route to walk down before Catfish to do it. But, I mean, if you don't do it then you're hoping to do it with 5-6, and who knows how far 5-6 is. Because we don't even know 5-6.
Yep, nobody's talked to the bomb shop guy for it. And chat pointed that out, but before the $50 there, Doc did have a rather nice rookie count. As here's the big key to Skullwoods we saw earlier for Ovidius.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything real interesting other than that big key over here in Zora.
And the big key to Skullwoods just gave us, what was that? Small Sarah Small of questionable use.
So Hera small and Hera big, huh?
Yep, both did show up.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of got to at some point, but you hate seeing small.
Yeah, so Ovidius has the small, Doc has the big. Ovidius doesn't have his cape okay, now has his cape tracked. Look over in his mark now. So we'll go pick that Hera big up at some point. And safe go to Link's house for Doc. Let's see where they're going. You know, I know exactly where Doc's going, and I'm realizing I'm a doofus for forgetting it. It's Swamp Palace.
Yeah, I like this. He's got full clearable swamp. Just go
Yeah.
do it. You're missing so much stuff.
Just beat progression.
Mm-hmm. And this is the way I play AD keys, is if I have a full clearable dungeon, I'll just go do it.
Yep,
Like,
because you're
I'll
doing
drop,
it anyway.
yeah, I'll drop most of what I'm doing. I'll finish up whatever route I'm on and just go do it. I'll go knock it out. Even if it's a crap dungeon, it's getting done. In between, I'm doing as many free checks as I can that are grouped together. So like I said, DDM right now would be pulling me pretty hard.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if Doc goes there next, pending anything in Swamp, of course, as we get the third sword for Ovidius.
Yeah, because for him, not only is it DDM, he gets to do Ether Tablet while he's there and beat Hera. He can full clear Hera.
Yep. So that's some additional checks. There's a mirror shield we don't care much about.
Well, given where we think he is in his level of play, it'll make Laser Bridge easy.
That's true.
Because given his level of play, I'm not sure if he knows how to do laser. There's TR big.
Speaking of that, I was going to say that we do also have the cape, but yeah.
Yeah, Cape and Half Magic's also pretty good on it. I just like having the big shield just for that, because you just get to walk through it.
Mm-hmm. Alright then. Here's the Hera Big incoming for Ovidius.
I'm interested to see what Ovidius is going to do. Ovidius's route has been a lot more efficient. So he kind of has a lot of stuff he can do. I wouldn't be surprised if he flute mirrors to Meyer Eastern, honestly.
Yeah,
he can,
Meyer would get him his flippers, which would send him to Swamp as well, I'd imagine.
Well, Meyer Desert, sorry. Well, he can also just beat Desert while he's there.
Yep.
He can get everything except for right side.
Yeah, and right side is not a huge concern right now. And small key to pod, that's good for Doc.
So, Salty, if you're just joining us, the biggest thing that's going on right now is the Fire Rod is in Harmless Hoe in Pod, which they've both been in Pod, and given where Doc's skill set lies, we're thinking that's going to be a 6-key locked Fire Rod for him. So he's going to have to find all 6 of the Pod key smalls.
Which is why it's a really good thing he just found a pod small in Swamp a second ago.
So functionally, not only is Ovidius ahead in dungeons, he's just ahead. He didn't hammer up, so we're thinking he can't, which is fine. A lot of the people in Challenge Cup are newer players. They're learning the game. This could be their first tournament.
Mm-hmm. Ovidius is one of our. Is on the other hand, everyone who progresses at their own levels in terms of experience. Just because you've, not everyone who's been around for years and years is necessarily a god of the game. And Ovidius has shown off some more advanced strats and is going for a current jump. This one is a tricky one. Yeah, that's a point from chat I forgot about, is that Ovidius is not getting a book anytime fast for that cane, which is I'm almost.
That is true. I didn't even think about that part. Yeah, Dark
I'll
Cross.
Be honest, I forgot too.
Dark Cross and Pyramid Ledger
Ovidius
both isolated.
Yeah, because Ovidius had no swords and no lamps, so I presume didn't feel like doing Dark Cross without either of those things. Perfectly understandable as well, and yeah.
So, if you want to know where Ovidius is messing up on the trick, he is too high. So you need a 1 pixel gap between you and the bottom part of the wall. You won't see the gap as much as he was seeing it right there.
Yeah.
There was too much space between him and the wall. So the bomb couldn't blow him through the screen transition because he was too high.
And on his side, he's going up to DDM, which, as we mentioned earlier, this makes a lot of sense with this inventory.
Yeah, I like this play. With his inventory especially, I mean, he's missing Samaria. We know he's not going to find it up here, but he's going to get information, and he may go back into Hera. I kind of wish he would have did Desert Mire Shed first, but that probably would have pushed him into Swamp as well.
Yeah, so pros and cons is we get TR Small, a Skullwood Small in the back of Swamp. Which, okay, not too much interesting there. TR Small is our third, which that's good.
Yeah, there's a certain number of keys for people who aren't familiar with how AD keys works. There's a certain number of keys for each dungeon. There's a certain number that is required to beat each dungeon. You don't necessarily need all of them to beat a dungeon. If you're willing to gamble and risk not needing, one or two checks. So TR, for instance, has 4 small keys, but you can get away with 3 as long as you skip the lava chest, which is the vanilla big key chest.
Yep. By the way, got a butter sword, sorry, for Ovidius and Super Bunny Cave.
Yeah, so all 4 swords spotted. Nice. That's gonna make an easy end game for our runners. I'll be curious. So another thing that you'll see from newer runners is, does he know Silverless strats?
That is a very good question. No idea. Very nice Argus fight, though.
I think we just got another pod small out of Super Bunny.
A Hookshot Cave, and yes.
Or yeah, Hookshot Cave. So
yeah,
that makes our
Doc
5th.
Will pick that up. Yeah, we're up to 5, and that will be. Doc will pick that up. I'd imagine he goes DDM at some point soon.
Yeah, it's just that makes it tempting to go back and beat that boss, but man, if he does that, he's going to be in a bad spot.
Yeah, he really needs 6.
I mean, both of them have a really bad item and a really bad location, and it's just who's going to get to their item first. And the efficiency plays on Ovidius' side makes me think Ovidius is going to run out before Doc.
Yep. Doc may not checking the bomb shop. I'm not sure how familiar they are with the mode or to check the bomb shop for Pyramid Fairy info.
They checked their menu because they got a red marked for Swamp. So they've definitely checked to see if they've gotten a red or menued since.
Looks like this is a hobo play. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're doing hobo. We've already done all of waterfall area. He has a lot of choices from here. I'll be interested to see what he does. If you're wanting this game to be closer, you do not want him to go back to pod right now. You want him to literally dodge pod until he has all 6.
Yep. And Hero Basement was jumped, by the way, which is good because that was in the Hero Small was in the Skullwood's Big Chest behind this Skullwood's Big Key and Waterfall Fairy, and Doc's not going back there anytime soon without that Fire Rod, which, well, yeah. And this is going to be Pyramid Ledge into, I'd imagine, the first chest of Aga Tower for Doc.
I don't hate this. It's a couple of bad checks you're getting out of the way. Again, I think I would have prioritized DDM, but we have a big key, and this is more than likely required. Yep.
Yeah. I was going to say, the only big key we don't have that isn't necessarily required is the Ice Big.
And did not do Aga Tower, so maybe just didn't realize they could do the first chest and that it's an item. Possibly, oh no, yeah. This is bad.
This is 4-key pod.
This is real bad.
It's 4-key versus 5 at least. There's more checks left behind with 4 keys than 5. Because if this is a play to the Eastern pod bosses, that leaves the entire pod maze as well as that Fire Rod behind.
I just don't know.
But yeah, this is not ideal from our perspective, knowing where that Fire Rod is.
I mean, you've already committed, you're gonna have to dive it, and I don't know if he is going to be able to come back from the second pod dive without getting the fire rod. And this is we're clearing a lot of your like decent overworld checks first. You don't have to do your bad overworld checks, but clearing like your DDM, your dent stuff, getting as many keys and items as you can before you get to have to make these choices really helps.
For sure, yeah. Because from perspective, like the first power dip, I think makes sense. Both runners did it around the same time. It had a bunch of keys. You know, it's pretty dense play. Could route it with Eastern, but going back here without being able to really clear it out is a bit of an ouch.
I am just an FYI. I'm not putting down how they're running at all. I'm talking. I'm a runner as well. I don't make the best decisions all the time. I'm just talking for some newer players, like some thoughts that you can think about, like on how to what to think about when running modes like this. So this mode is literally about efficiency. You want to dive dungeons as complete as possible the first time.
Yes, because otherwise you're going to lose time. You're not going to gain, because this isn't like open where you could, gain some time by doing slow checks that your opponent might have skipped, because you're going everywhere anyway at 80 keys. You need all the dungeons and you need all the keys. It's the efficiency is going to be the big time saver in this kind of mode.
Yeah, and it's just about how you chain things together. The lower amount of double dips you have, the better it is for you. Holding off on pod until you get 4 to 5 keys so that you can make better decisions. Or until it's closer to your last location. You really don't want to dive it on 2 or 3, because then you have to make really difficult decisions that can really hurt.
Sure.
And again, this is not talking like he's making decisions based on what he has, and I don't fault him for that at all.
No, like they're rational plays. They may not be the most efficient, but they do make sense.
Yes.
Like this is a clearable dungeon, and he can go clear right side while he's at it. So this is 2 more checks as well, which we know happen to have a sword. We happen to know as a restream, obviously, there's a fire rod in the back that's kind of critical, but of course he doesn't know that.
Yeah, I just don't want to come across as too critical, because like I'm just explaining some things that I would see differently from their point of view, and it's just years of playing the game. And again, I'm not the best runner. I'm doing well in Challenge Cup, but I have my own issues that I have, and a lot of my issues comes with the way I route sometimes. And there is the ice rod.
Yep.
So what are we missing? We're already at the point where we can talk about what we're missing. We know where Thieves Big is. Meyer Big maybe. We know where Samaria is.
Not quite sure if we've seen the Meyer Big. I don't remember seeing it myself, but we could have missed it. Yeah, we're definitely missing the GT Big.
So.
And we're missing both Castle Tower Smalls.
You see what Dog just did, right?
Yes, he's just gone into the pod maze.
Yeah, we didn't beat the boss, so again, efficiency. We're declaring a 3rd dip minimum, and we're leaving behind for us. We know there's the Meyer Big. Okay, so yeah, Ovidius definitely has the Meyer Big. Ovidius Hammer.
That answers that.
Yeah. So
this is, however, very much committing to a 3rd dip of pod. Yes, because if Doc had gone to Helma, this would have been a commitment of, okay, I'm just going to hope there's nothing left in the back. But going to the back is a commitment to, I need to come back for the boss minimum. With that said, the Meyer Big is going to send Doc to Meyer, which makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and a lot of what we're seeing is a newer player who doesn't know a lot of tricks and is just doing what they can, right?
Absolutely, making the choices on routing based on what they know and what they can do, and again, perfectly logical. Gets the Meyer Big, has pretty much everything you need to beat it, so might as well go beat it.
Yeah, and you got a pretty safe Vidi fight. You don't have silvers, but you have a cape and half magic, so it's a pretty safe Vidi fight.
And tempered too, so. And also an Ovidius perfectly rational play to go swamp.
Full clearable dungeon. Again, we know that the one bad part about this is now has isolated his Cane of Samaria.
Very much so, because Dark Cross is a terrible spot for that book for Papa's tablet.
Yeah, not only Dark Cross, but Bombo's tablet. Like, you have no reason, you've done everything around here. You have no reason to go back here until way later.
Yeah, like Doc had, with the way Doc routed it, so worked out that he had, you know, mirror mitts and all that to chain Smith chain when he left the village, and that worked out reasonably well to do, you know, Bombo's tablet with it. But Ovidius has got a lot of dungeons to do with his inventory, items, and keys, so it doesn't really have a particular reason to go chase Smith chain right this second.
So it doesn't seem like Ovidius knows Specky. Specky clip is a newer clip. It's actually pretty easy to pull off. If you're a player of the game, you can take the time to learn it. It just requires a bomb and a hook shot. It's really, really easy. It's probably Harapot, easier than Harapot, honestly.
Yeah, it's a nice little time save and sequence break if you don't have a hammer from pointing this seed. To just go skip the hammer there for the first rooms of Swamp.
And as far as Tom's question, I don't know if Ovidius has actually done. I was trying to think if he's done Smith Chain or not, and he might not have.
I don't believe he has any Ice Palace small keys, because there was one on Stumpy and a second on Hammer Pegs.
Oh, so he may just not have done South Dark World, period. Okay.
I don't particularly recall doing so, but I think but I also don't think I was paying that much attention to the Thieves' Stick for Ovidius, so I don't really remember where he was going after that.
Well, I'm just like where they're both at. So we're gonna get a Mire. We're gonna get Mire finished. That's nice. We're gonna get Desert finished. We already finished Desert. Or no, we haven't finished Desert on Dockside. So we're gonna get Mire and Desert completed.
Yep,
that's
and
good.
that's gonna be an Ice Rod picked up as well for Doc, which is good.
So for Doc is going to be Fire Rod and 2 Castle Tower. And we're still missing GT Big.
Fire Rod, 2 Castle Tower Smalls, GT Big, and 2 Pod Smalls, remember?
Yeah, because of tricks. So, Ovidius' side, we are missing...
Oh, good. Okay, so Pod Smalls are no longer a problem because Hookshot gave us a Pod Small, and I would be incredibly surprised if Doc skips that somehow.
Yeah.
Okay, Doc is Fire Rod, GT Big, and 2 Castle Tower Smalls functionally from Go Mode because, yeah. Possibly the Ice Palace Big Key. I'm not sure what tricks he does or doesn't know for Ice Palace. GT is only open with all crystals, so we're not seeing that anytime fast.
Yep, you have to have all 7. So the thing I'm thinking about here is we're not missing a lot. This is where you start thinking like, okay, how many items am I missing? What do I need? Is there any gambles I can take? What do I have left? There's a very good chance we see Ovidius, even before he gets Cane, he might dip Mire without Cane.
Which is a reasonable play for him, yeah.
Yeah, just because what he left, Dark Cross by itself and Bombo's tablet are really bad for him.
Yeah, they're really, really lousy checks. Because... yeah,
no, GT Big's not a big problem yet. GT Big's a big problem when we hit the point where, you know, we have to go to GT.
Yep.
And sorry, you were gonna, I think, say something else too.
No, I lost my train of thought. Never mind. Oh, Eastern completion should be marked for Doc.
Okay.
Oh, that was not the thing I was thinking of, but that I did just notice. yeah, we are as a restream very close to no mode. We need that GT big. We need.
It is very scary that we have
enthusiastic
neither
tower
CT small.
Yeah, for sure, because those can be anywhere. Well, okay, except I think we could mostly ignore the lumberjack powder.
True. Your
about
CT bit, your CT small. Now here would be the biggest oof in the seed. Give me a CT small deep in GT, and then give me big key for GT on powder.
That'd be gross.
That's one of those. As a runner, it would be gross. As a viewer, you'd be like, yes.
Yeah, that's for sure. Alright, though, that is another dungeon down for Doc. As, hey, Scottish Brave raiding the party of 6. Welcome in, Raiders. We're just over an hour in here to a challenge cut match between Fakedoctorphd and ovidiusnaso. The long and short of items as far as the seed goes is Doc's short a fire rod and pod harmless hellway. Ovidius is short a book from Dark Cross to get Kane off the combos tablet.
Yeah, we've got a bad location for both runners. We think the location for Doc is a little bit worse, but we'll see.
Yeah, Doc is gonna beat Desert here. I'd have to imagine DDM's on his list to do, and his final pod small's up there, which I think might finally send him back there for beating Helma, and I'd imagine Harmless Hellway with it. As hey, ZSR3 raiding the party of 42. Welcome into more Raiders. Gonna repeat the same thing I just said a second ago. Welcome in, we're just over an hour into an ALttPR challenge cut match here between Fakedoctorphd and ovidiusnaso. This is 80 keys, and yeah, seed's going. Both runners are missing a critical item that the other has, and it's in kind of a garbage spot for both.
I'm just trying to debate who I think is going to hit their go mode first, or their bad item first, and I would assume it's Ovidius. But again, we're probably going to get a Mire Dip before we go to Dark Cross.
Or else
But we've already
Ice Palace clear,
yeah.
Which I mentioned Ice Palace a while ago, and then I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, it's been doable for a while. We don't have a big key though. We don't have a big key or a small key, and we don't have Kana Samaria. So this is a very long Ice Palace.
For sure, because, yeah, Ovidius has, confirmed no small keys to Ice, so he did not do South Darkhold at all, because the 2 Ice Palace small keys are on Stumpy and Hammerpex. Per an earlier discussion about Smith Chain, since Bamboo's tablet's the thing he's missing. For Raiders. Yeah, that's gonna be slow. The Caneless part may not matter, as with what we've seen of Doc, Doc probably doesn't know Icebreaker, but it will be pretty slow here.
Oh yeah, because you're gonna have to do wraparounds to get to like Ice Tea and stuff to clear everything. We're gonna have to go through the hookshot room that you almost never see anymore, just to get to the Icebreaker side.
Yeah, as hey, ZSR rating with a party of 89. That's 3 raids in 3 minutes. Hi, welcome in. Again, apologies if it doesn't check. We have heard me to say this for 3 times in a row. We've got a Link to the Past randomizer challenge cut match between Fakedoctorphd and ovidiusnaso in AD keys here. Just over an hour in, both runners are missing a key item the other has. For Doc, that's a player out in the Harmless Hellway of Pod, and Ovidius is rather seriously in need of a cane, which is book-locked on the Bombos tablet behind a book in Dark Cross. Otherwise, as a restream, we're fairly close to no mode, but both runners have got a ways to go here.
Yeah, as a restream, we are 3
keys.
We are 3 keys from no mode as far as the restream goes.
Yeah.
Oh?
Nope.
Oh no.
That's a stinger. Honest question, because I'm really bad at Ice Palace keys. Does Doc need an Ice Palace big key to beat the dungeon?
If he does not know IPBJ or or he doesn't know Icebreaker, then yes.
Yeah,
100%.
He might, yeah, so that's a concern for him.
So, just for newer runners out there, I'll give this tidbit. If you go look at like the speedrunning resources for Link to the Past, and even like on, I believe there's a website for the randomizer itself. They have a tips and tricks like section where they have video tutorials of a lot of the tricks. And you'd be surprised how easy some of it is just to watch and duplicate it. Just try it a couple times. You can load up any seed you want and just go to the spot and try it a few times.
Yep.
And it's a good way to improve your skills at the game, because while knowing all the tricks doesn't necessarily, they aren't required, they will help you in certain instances. Like, they will help you, like, you know, you won't need as many keys for this dungeon. You won't need as many items for this dungeon. It's just a lot of little time saves here and there that add up in a long mode like this.
Absolutely. And okay, second bottle. And
Yeah,
you know,
that's
given
it.
everything, we're tight on dungeon count actually between our runners for the moment.
Yeah, I mean, again, we know that the one item that Ovidius is missing is pretty nasty, and it is required for 2 different dungeons, possibly 3, depending on where our required items are and if they're in right side GT or not. And for Doc, I mean, again, it's the same thing. It's locking 2 to 3 dungeons for that one item.
Mm-hmm. Doc continuing to be very thorough, as we've seen throughout the seed here. Gonna clear out Spike Cave, which has just some bombs.
Now, here's my problem with us not knowing Doc's knowledge point. There is a chance that Doc could decide, and he's going mountain again, which scares me, unless he goes flute. He could decide to dive TR without the fire rod, which might be what he's doing. He's definitely going to do DDM.
He's going to do DDM. He's going to find his 6th pause bomb, which might send him back there.
We're hoping. He's got 4 checks left in pod. So that's not like, it's not 1, but it's a long walk for 4 checks.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It is good that he did find his 5th pod small elsewhere before coming up here, because I was worried this was going to be his 5th and get him really, really stuck. And also, I don't think it's 4 checks. It's Helma and the Harmless Hellway. He did the maze.
Oh, he did maze. Sorry, I forgot he did maze.
Yep.
That's right. He spent his key on maze.
Yep.
So it's 2 checks. That's a lot worse. Never mind.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to do the boss regardless. So I mean, you're gonna have to make the walk, but still, it feels bad.
It does. We're gonna see Cold Stare here for Ovidius. This is also gonna be Tempered for Doc, which is nice. Not Tempered, Butter. He just got Butter a second ago. Great. But yeah, last pod small should be in this chest here.
And with Butter, Cold goes down very quickly.
And that is Dungeon 6 for Ovidius.
This is just interesting. We're still missing 3 keys. That's what we're missing. We haven't seen any of TR, any of GT, and that's almost it. And we are going to get a fire rodless TR dive.
Yeah, there's very, very little else. We've seen just about everything in just about all of the other dungeons aside from the back of Thieves Town.
And the first chest to Castle Tower.
And the first chest of Cast Tower.
That one's bad.
That one's bad. I'll be honest, no clue what the Mario Medallion was, and we don't care.
Oh, where is... I guess Ovidius is going back to beat Pod now.
Okay, that makes sense, yeah, for him.
Yep. You have 5 small keys, you can full clear, you can get everything out of it and not leave anything behind.
And
Now
for
this is...
whatever it's worth now, we have full Pendant Crystal knowledge now, because that's a P on dock screen.
Okay, what was our other, Oh, that could be bad for Doc too. Oh no.
Green Pendant is Steve's.
Well, I'm wondering what the other 5-6 is still, but the part that is going to be bad right here for us is he's doing a Fire Rodless TR dive, right?
Yep.
He's probably going to open Lava Chest, which means we are going to be looking for a additional small key after this.
Yeah, and I'm strongly suspecting a lot of our missing keys are in the GT basement at this point.
Yeah, I think the GT climb would be horrible for. I mean, the bad part is that TR key can be anywhere, because except for PED.
And Trinex, yeah.
Yeah, that. I have a feeling we're gonna see him open the door. A lot of people would still avoid this door, but I have a feeling, given the way he's played, we're gonna see him open the door.
I'd expect so as well, and that's gonna be a feels bad. I get it too. He's been playing very thorough. That would be an ouch here. Gets bunny beamed. And yeah.
Alright, so we're now looking for TR4 on Dockside.
TR4 and Ice Big as well, remember, since per previous discussion.
Ice was a crystal though, so that means it cannot be in GT.
No, but that...
I don't think. Well, it's not a required big key. It depends, but I don't think it should be in GT.
I'll be honest, my knowledge of my Ice Palace key logic is abysmal, so I'm not sure.
I think it has to be, because I think it's that you literally cannot beat it without it if you don't do one of the tricks.
Gotcha, yeah, in which case that, and neither trick is in logic because both are glitches of different
I think the only ones that can be in GT, now that I'm actually thinking about it more, is probably Skull and Swamp. Because they don't keep you from beating the dungeon.
Mm-hmm. You know, assuming the dungeon's a crystal, yeah. It could is also possible. Last small key is just something like Laser Bridge, because the game does like to do that sometimes. Helmet for Ovidius.
Ooh.
And there's a big key to Ice. Okay, so that's good for Doc.
Yeah, that's not bad. The Ice Rodless dip in here is not great, because Pendant TR means that TR small is somewhere.
You mean Fire Rodless dip?
Yeah, Fire Rodless. My brain knows what's thinking. Oh, Desert small.
That's interesting. And Ovidius is going back into where?
Vanilla big key chest. Or harmless.
No,
No, he has no keys left. He has one check left.
no, he forgot he didn't open the big chest
key
earlier.
He forgot he had the big key and walked right past the big chest.
Yeah, I realize. Because I was like, Ovidius has got no keys. Where he's going? Oh yeah.
Alright, that'll look good. Oh, nope, too high. His up and down placement may have been too high on the bomb. I couldn't tell. I couldn't see where he paused it the first time.
Not sure either.
That looked good. No, yeah, that looks good.
There's the GT big for Doc.
His Ancilla might be broke. Cause that looked good. A little hard to see though. Okay, so GT Big's just on Laser Bridge?
Yep, just found it a sec ago for Doc.
Alright, so we're missing...
CT Smalls.
See, we're missing 2 CT Smalls and a TR4.
2 CT Smalls, a TR4, yep. Yeah. Pretty much. I was thinking about GT keys and Doc, but that's not a particular concern. I don't think he's going to open that fourth door no one ever opens. With that said, though, with third G, yeah, no, we should be more or less fine on that for GT keys.
The way that this is hitting, he has to be doing like, yeah, he has to be setting his bomb too high. Because he keeps getting blasted into the corner. There we go.
There.
Yeah, it's hard to tell on the restream because the what you're looking for is there's a line on the walkway, and you want to set it at the top of the design where you can see all 3 pixels of the line, and that's where you turn right and place the bomb. Like I know it based on my sprite because everybody has their sprite and stuff they use. They have their own lineups for everything. But like you're literally looking, and we're about to get Fire Rod.
Yep, that's good. I assume we've got. This is a pure materia check. I want to say for Ovidius.
Ice was the other 5/6. So we're probably gonna get our book while we're here.
I would really hope so. I don't know when else Ovidius is getting it, as there's the Fire Rod.
That's if Ovidius remembers that they still have Dark Cross.
It's hard to tell, but he does have a map tracker active. It is manually tracked, we've verified. So I can only see part of the actual map, but I hope that's still a Greensboro and Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, we don't have a lot left. I could also see checking first just to Castle Tower while you're here.
Yeah, Doc skipped it earlier. Might have forgotten to get access to it, but that could be interesting there, as Pyramid Fairy is garbage.
Alright, here comes the Mire Big for Ovidius.
Thieves.
Oh, Thieves Big. Thieves Big. Wrong one. He already has Mire Big, though.
He does. Which, as a side note, as chat pointed out earlier, Ovidius doesn't have it tracked.
Yeah, I just noticed that. That's why I was thinking that he didn't have it, because I just looked. And he didn't track the Thieves Big yet, either.
Yeah, as we mentioned a second ago, Ovidius is tracking manually, as is Doc. Doc's been fine on the manual tracking. Ovidius has missed a thing or 3, and those big key mistracks might be a problem. He did just track the Thieves Big, but the Mire Big was in the pod maze, and for him that was a good long while ago.
Alright, so Castle Tower, we have... He does remember he has Dark Cross, cool.
Okay, so that's good.
Yep, so this is going to put him on path for Kane. It's just when he does it. Both of his book checks are both isolated. Like, they're bad.
They are. He does have all of Smith Chain, at least, throughout with Bombo's tablet. Either tablet is mercifully not required, it's just us.
You're right, I keep forgetting he hasn't done Smith Chain yet, or South Dark World. He hasn't done Stumpy either.
No, because Harapax and Stumpy are his 2 Ice Palace small keys that he didn't have in Ice Palace a minute ago. And speaking of Ice Palace, that's where Doc's going.
I mean, Doc's just doing what he can do. Doc's going, full clearable check at this point.
Yeah, pretty much, which makes perfect sense. Just Doc's more or less in beat dungeons mode.
We haven't seen the back of Thieves, too.
No, because Ovidius only just got the Thieves Big, and Doc's been doing other things besides that.
So I think what we're gonna see here is we're gonna see what he's doing, Sick Kid, but then we're gonna see Thieves, into Smith Chain and all the way down to Bombo's tablet, probably.
Yep, and that'll get sorry, not Doc, Ovidius's cane.
And Ovidius will be 2 CT smalls from go at that point.
Yeah, we'll also get a definitive answer on whether or not he thinks he knows if he knows he has his Meyer big.
Yep, and here comes the Back to Thieves, so we'll get 4 new checks. I guess the good part about this is we really haven't had a lot of lull time where they haven't been doing new stuff. At least one of them has been doing at least new checks.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look where Doc's going.
Oh, does he know? Oh, he has a setup. And another raid. Welcome in the raid from Golden Devil.
And very, very nice for Doc. Okay, I am pleasantly surprised and very impressed. That was a very nice first try icebreaker.
Given how many tricks that Doc has skipped in Nell's icebreaker, I am surprised. But again, it's comfort level, right? You're in a tournament race. If you're vaguely familiar with a trick, you probably don't do it while you're in a tournament race.
And hey, that works out, and it actually is going to save him quite a bit of time.
Yeah, routing this Ice Palace, and he has Ice Palace smalls. I mean, this Ice Palace for him. Oh, you should have went up there.
Yep.
That's fine, but he's going to have a bad Ice Tea, unless he goes back up after this.
We'll find out.
And he could have just dropped and hook-shotted through, but again, little tricks, right? These are all little tricks that people can learn. Like, you can hookshot clip through these blocks as you push them.
Yep. Okay, that's a good thing for Ovidius that big chest was junk, because the Ice Palace big key was on Mimic Cave, which is a garbage check for Ovidius. Yeah, welcome in, Raiders. We're almost an hour and a half into a Link to the Past Randomizer Challenge Cup match. We're a pair of Castle Tower small keys from no mode, and a Turtle Rock small key from no mode as a restream, essentially. Been a pretty interesting race. Both Raiders taking rather different routes, both missing a very different major item for quite a while. They both got it about the same time.
Well, Ovidius still doesn't have it. On path to get it,
okay,
just doesn't
true.
have it yet.
Yeah.
But I think Ovidius is farther ahead because of the TR dip and everything. Well, and that's not even necessarily true anymore, because Ovidius is still going to full clear pod looking for the CT smalls.
He's cleared pod already.
Or not pod, sorry, TR. My mouth's saying one thing, my brain's thinking another.
Yeah, he's gonna full clear TR looking for the CT smalls, and Doc has just saved a good couple minutes in Ice Palace.
Yes, I mean, Doc's going to have to re-dive TR, but Doc's literally just going to go in there, kill the boss, and leave.
Well, do the fire rod lock checks, kill the boss, and leave, yes.
Honestly, if it was me, I would go run to the back, kill the boss, and then do the fire rod.
Silver's key. That's worthless. And a kind of gross spot for logic.
But yeah, I would run to the back, kill Trinex, and then go back through the front door, do the fire rod checks, and mirror out.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah, actually.
But yeah, he did do the one trick very, very well. I will give him that, Tom.
To his credit, that was very well done, yes. Yeah, Ovidius didn't even do brewery earlier. Huh.
I mean, we've said he skipped all of South Dark World, so honestly, it surprises me, but it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
You need to do dig first. Nope. Okay, we're not doing dig.
Yeah, okay. In this case, it's nothing, but that is a play certainly from Ovidius. I remember distinctly counting, I think it was 24 digs for a heart container for Doc.
Yeah, so again, for newer players, if you pick up the Smith, that's fine, but once you pick up the purple chest, you can no longer do dig game until you get rid of it. The man that gives you the pass to dig at his field will yell at you for having something with you.
Yeah, a lot of things don't play nice with followers.
And we're gonna get a hammer dash.
Okay, not a setup I've seen before for that bomb jump, but hey, if it works for Doc.
As long as you have it set up and you know where your setup is, like for me, I line up. My ear has to be on one of the little pieces sticking out of the side of the pit. Because I use cane sprite, so the little ear on his helmet.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, everybody has a different setup for everything, and it's kind of neat how many different setups you have for so many different tricks and like jumps and stuff.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong. Like, Didius has 4 more swords to hammer dash with and Doctor. Oh, I forgot you need.
He didn't have a sword. Okay, yeah, he couldn't have hammer dashed.
Right, yeah.
That is actually a good point. He didn't get his first sword until Thieves.
Yeah. Alright, so we're going to be on track here to clear Skullwood's Thieves, speaking of, for Doc. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes a read of the ped. Which might actually be vaguely interesting if there's a Castle Tower small on it.
Yeah, we know it can't be the TR small.
No.
On Doc's side, you're just hoping at this point that the TR small is in the basement of TR and it's not on a climb.
Yeah, Fire Locked in TR is the best location for that TR small for Doc.
Basement's not bad either. Basement just makes you mirror and walk the mountain left and right. If it's in the climb, then you have to re-climb the mountain completely.
And that's just slow, yeah. Alright, Ovidius is finally going to pick up this cane, which might be a bit of a feels bad given where the book was.
Alright, we're down to 3 small keys between both runners. And we're also still debating if Ovidius knows he has Meyer Big.
Yep.
And does not, because he's going to 1.
Okay, so this is actually... This is giving time back to Doc, who is also going back to TR. Which, Doc does not want to dip TR with... Or, sorry, does not want to dip Thieves without the small key, it looks like.
I mean, the way he's been playing, it makes sense.
He does try to be thorough, and he doesn't want to leave that one chest behind, which I do get that, actually.
I mean, the thing that's in his favor right now is that Ovidius doesn't realize he has Meyer Big. Okay,
Yep.
That means that's something that Ovidius thinks he's looking for. The good news for Ovidius is that's a crystal dungeon, so you're not going into GT looking for it.
Yes.
He's gonna get to the point where he has no checks left and be like, "Wait, what happened?" He's gonna menu and be like, "Oh no."
Yeah. And this one's just a little bit of a feels bad. It happens to everyone. I've seen the number of mistracks and or just plain I forgot I had this thing happen before. It always is a bit of a feels bad though when it comes up.
Oh yeah,
Not thinking
mistracking
about
items, mistracking entrances in any entrance mode.
Oh yes. Miscounting keys is another one.
We've got key drop shuffle modes now. Wait until you have to count keys in those.
Oh, yeah. Also, I forgot that Doc has GT access already.
Ooh, yeah, he's not even going back into TR. He needs TR4 to go back into TR. So this makes sense. He's trying to get his small keys.
Honestly, that is a rational play from his perspective.
Yeah. I mean, earlier I said I thought Ovidius was ahead. I don't know if I feel that way still.
I'm a little less certain now, yeah. Doc has 3 GT small, so he is perfectly fine to clear this place. Gonna do Tall Room while he's here. I think this is fine.
Now, this right side TR is interesting, because Doc has not done this right side TR.
Yep.
Alright, so we're going to get hooked onto this torch, and then let's see how he chooses to deal with hammer pegs. You can cape, you can blue cane, you can just dodge them. And we got a map, and arrows. Okay, so not punished. Alright. That works in Doc's favor quite a bit.
Yep.
Because that means all of his small keys are probably where he's at.
Honestly, yeah, there's really not much left. Yeah, tile room was a complete snooze. And Ovidius is going somewhere.
So, we have another place that TR/Castle Tower Smalls can be.
Which is?
Well, the TR key can be on that powder.
Yeah.
And we also have green pendant turn-in from thieves.
Yep.
And we have Castle Tower too. Well, there's TR4.
Okay, there's our fourth TR small, so that's good. There's our Thief small, that's
good.
Fine.
Well, that means Powder's dead now. Powder's completely dead.
Actually, yes, it is. Yep.
So for anybody hoping for Lumberjack Powder needed, it's not a thing anymore, sadly.
Yeah. So Doc at this point is going to go, I assume, run down left side until he either finishes left side or finds the other Castle Tower small, and then beat TR before going back up, before climbing.
Oh, we still need both CT smalls. We still haven't found either one of them. We just found TR
oh, wait,
and
no,
Thieves.
yes, I thought we saw one a minute ago, but that was me scatterbrained. Yeah, we need both.
Yeah, we still need both,
Doc's
which is
gonna
scary
go
at this
until
point.
he finds both or runs out of checks on left side.
Yeah, this is scary at this point.
It is, with how little we've got left.
Oh, that's probably one. Nope.
Nope, that's our last GT small. That doesn't help.
So at this point, if I'm in Doc's shoes, right, I'm finishing up the basement until I find both small keys. If I find both small keys in the basement, then I'm mirroring out, finishing TR for shovel. Sorry. That left a bad taste in my mouth.
Well, that's one more check. It had to be somewhere, I guess.
But we are going to, either way he does it, when he finishes the basement, he should leave GT and go beat TR.
Yeah.
Before climbing.
Correct. And yes, chat, I believe we have in fact seen every single small key except for those two Castle Tower small keys.
And we don't have a lot. There it is. There's one.
There's one. Yep.
We don't have a lot of locations. We also haven't got silvers. That one bow in hype has been the only bow so far.
Yes, it is.
And again, that's another thing. We don't know if he can do silverless strats. So he might be looking for the silvers too. Might be why he's not wanting to leave anything behind.
Possible, yeah.
Well, there's silvers.
Well, there's that.
Alright, so we are a CT small guaranteed from Go mode on Doc's side.
No matter what, yep, he is a CT small from Go.
I mean, technically we're two CT smalls on the other side, if he remembers he has Meyerbeek.
He is functionally. The problem is how long he goes before realizing it.
I think Doctor's claimed the lead at this point.
I think yes, which is surprising a little bit given how the scene started, but yes, Doc, I do believe, has the lead, as he does remember to check this chest, which is easy to forget. Because you never do that chest outside of key sanity modes, but GT Big Chest does in fact exist, although in this case it was useless.
Alright, Doc was... Well, so Doc didn't let it bounce enough. So if you're going to do that, you let it bounce twice, and then you lift up the pot, and it'll bounce straight out on the third one without you having to wait.
That's kind of one of those little things that might not be obvious.
Yeah. When I first started, I did the same thing he did, where, you just lift up the pot and just wait. But then you have to wait for the sparkle to get out of the way, too.
That's Go mode.
Yep. And I would walk straight out. No, walk out, walk out. No, oh.
I don't think this is one of those just doesn't realize it things.
Yeah, it's way faster to walk over and just beat TR from here, but I mean, it's whatever. You're in go mode. Just hit your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if he's gonna open anything else.
I'd be a little confused, I'll be honest. 17 hearts, red mail, half magic, silvers, cape and cane. I'm not sure what else he could possibly be looking for, I'll be honest.
Yeah, but he hasn't really skipped much, so I'm curious if he's gonna actually realize he's in go mode and not open anything else.
That is true, because autopilot is a thing. And autopilot's a thing too.
Alright, now we're gonna see if Ovidius is confused.
Yep.
Because he's probably assuming that was gonna be the big key.
And it is not.
Oh, he could go pulped, blind pulped.
He could do that, yeah.
Maybe thinks it's ped, or hasn't done green pendant turn in, I don't think either, so might go do both of those.
Yeah, possible.
Oh, just mapped. Does he look like
He's not going Meyer. He's not Burrington Flute, so that
Spike Cave.
He did not read that he has a Meyer bag on his screen.
Yeah, well, he's got to be going Spike Cave, I think.
He does.
Or Ether Tablet too.
Or maybe he does realize he's just doing these checks while he's up here.
Yeah. He still doesn't have it tracked, like on his personal tracker, so that's what we're worried about.
As refresher for those who were not here earlier, Ovidius does hand track. This is not an auto tracker. And we can see on his screen that he did not.
Oh, he tracked it. He tracked it. He realized it.
Alright, good. Because, yeah, he found the Meyer bag a good while ago on the pod maze and didn't track it until just now.
Okay, we've got a race on our hands. Because he's just got to beat Meyer and GT and Aga. But he's got to get his 2 CT smalls out of the basement, which are both left side. And then he'll also get silvers doing that. And then Doc has to finish his climb, beat Aga Tower, and also beat TR and Thieves.
Yep.
So we've got... I can't tell you who's going to win this at all.
I don't either, honestly.
Why are we going the front? I guess we got Desert Small. Yeah, he's not in go mode. He's just going to check out while he's here, yeah.
This is perfectly rational for Ovidius, yeah.
Yeah, this is fine. I don't hate it. You're here, you're still missing your 2 small keys on his side.
Yep.
We know this is going to be absolutely nothing.
Yep, because they've seen everything except for the mushroom, I think.
4th model, maybe.
And we've got all 4.
Have we gotten all 4?
Last one was the Ice Big Chest.
Both of them are missing 1, so...
Ice Big Chest for Ovidius, Aga Tower first chest for Doc.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
I've been taking extensive notes on item placements. I just forgot to share it with you. Sorry.
Hey, that helps. Usually my memory's not too bad on stuff, but like some of it's when you're this deep into a AD seed.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, we are just ignoring everything, which is good. We want to ignore every chest and just go. So Doc does realize he's in full go mode.
Yep. And Ovidius is going to, head over.
Oh yeah, he's full clearing because he's still missing 2 CT smalls.
Yep, he didn't do left side Meyer earlier, so... Yeah, okay, so, yeah, not doing cutscene chest because that is really slow. But yeah, doing compass chest there.
Yeah, you probably just feel really bad with, like you said, with where that Samaria was. So you're just, yeah. You're trying to make up time where you can.
For sure.
Oh, no, but he wanted to do, so he did, yeah, he did lobby and now he's going over here. If he's already done right side, that just means he's taking the left side door to the boss afterwards.
Mm-hmm. All right, I got 2 down for Doc. I think that was a 2-2-2. I want to say, not too bad.
Oh yeah, you get it in
Maybe
3
it's
cycles. You're
3-2-1.
happy.
Is it a 2-2-2 or 3-2-1? I'm not completely sure on which.
So interesting choice here. Do you go beat your pendants or do you beat Aga 1? I actually don't hate beating Aga 1 here.
I don't either. I mean, your peer, it's.
Well,
It's not real.
the biggest reason to do it is when you beat your last pendant dungeon, you save and quit back to the top of the pyramid.
Yeah.
So you're instantly back at Ganon.
Lore of Office, why is Doc beating Aga 1? This is all dungeons. This is not one of the variants of AD keys. This is regular old AD keys with boots art, where you do in fact need to beat Aga 1 to beat the game.
Yeah, so you cannot damage Ganon until
that,
you beat every boss in the game.
If you don't, Ganon will call you a dingus.
Yep. And laugh at you as he doesn't take damage.
Yep.
It's a nice little thing the randomizer has that they can change what makes Ganon vulnerable, from collecting Triforce pieces to how many dungeons you have beat to... There's so many different ways to play Link to the Past randomizer nowadays.
Yeah, for sure, because ALttPR is one of the oldest Zelda randos. How long? It's been around since what, 2017?
Like 15, 16? I started in 2017. Because that's when
15,
Key
16.
Sanity was born.
2016, 2017, confirmed from chat, thank you. So yeah, it's been around a very, very long time, and there's been a lot of different settings developed for it over the years.
Yeah, because I participated in the first ever Key Sanity tournament, and that was sometime in 2017.
Okay, yeah, that checks. So, yeah, and we noticed, so ALttPR is kind of one of the forebearers of Zelda randos, especially, I think it was also pretty much kind of the first traditional Zelda to get a randomizers. I think Z1 and Z2 are... The randos for Z1 and Z1 and Z2 are similarly old, but those are also very different games. Out of the more traditional Zeldas, I think pretty sure ALttPR was the first first one to get randomizer. OTR was 2018, yes. Then I think that might be second oldest. Z2R has been around since at least 2016. They had a 2016 standard tournament. Not really sure when Z1R came around. Akka giving us multiple blue balls today as...
So he skipped right side. He's going back in to do right side right now.
I was just gonna say, where's Ovidius going?
He still has 3 checks left in here, which means he didn't do big chest, map chest, or spike chest.
Yep, did the bridge on the way to Biddy.
Which you're losing a lot of time here. This is one of those things we were talking about with efficiency, and this is not something you want to do. If you know that you're multiple items from go mode, don't just skip the whole side. Just go get it done. I mean, you're using way more time knowing that, hey, I'm gonna go back in and do it. Because look, he has to go hit the switch just to get to the one chest now.
And that's a real feels bad for sure, yeah.
Somebody's asking about top 5 Zelda randomizers. I mean, if you're talking about the most popular, you're probably gonna be looking at ALttP, Ocarina, Majora's Mask, Z1, and it's either Minish Cap or Wind Waker, probably is the 5th.
Minish Cap is pretty dead at the moment. Wind Waker is definitely the more active of the two. TPR is also decently busy right now, as they're in the middle of their first tournament.
Oh yeah, Twilight Princess. I forgot that one got a full randomizer. I watched somebody do some of that the other day.
Oh, yeah, and there are some crossover randos too. OT Majora's Mask has a crossover rando. Both Zelda 1 and ALttPR have crossovers with the respective Metroid games of their respective generation. So
And now there's a
Z1M1 and
quad
Z1S
randomizer.
M3 and Z3 SMZ3. Yes, and there is a quad rando of Z1M1 SM and Z3, which is a whole adventure. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I believe. Well, this info is probably out of date, but I know hearing a couple of years ago at this point that Phantom Hourglass rando was in the works, and then by extension Spirit Tracks, because those. I think there was some issue or another with piracy, with like anti-piracy protection. So I assume that once they figured it out for DH, they'd get it for Spirit Tracks. But I think those are approximately the last two Zeldas that last two main series Zelda games that can be randomized to get randomizers.
One day we'll have Breath of the Wild randomizer.
And not counting Breath of the Wild, or the like Hyrule Warriors, Four Swords, or Canes of Hyrule, that kind of thing, for that sort of reason. And Breath of the Wild has a kind of randomizer, I think, where you can like shuffle around the chests, so that it's just because the nature of the game, it's not the same as the Zeldas or the rest of the series.
Yeah, they got to make it like what's the mode I played the other day? The XD hunt, where you open a random chest and it has your dungeon prize. You just open a random chest and it's got one of your 4 dungeon prizes from Breath of the Wild that you need. Just figure out a way to lock Ganon behind them.
Yeah, personally, OTR is the rando I'm actually the most active in. I'm also moderately active in ALttPR and in Zelda 2 rando. Minish Cap's picking up a little bit again because there's a Francophone tournament going on right now for TMCR that just started. So I've been learning how to come TMCR in French. That's been an adventure. And having been around ZSR for as long as I have, I'm also passingly familiar with Wind Waker, Rando, MMR, and TPR, a little less so with SSR. And I've seen enough Z1R to follow like the basics of what's going on. I have beat one Z1R seed ever.
Yeah, and on my side, I mainly do ALttPR. I do a little one of Z1R, and I do a lot of Final Fantasy randomizers. 5, 6, 4, and Mystic Quest.
I need to play more Final Fantasy myself. I do actually quite enjoy Pokemon randomizers as well.
Ooh, I like doing what are they called? The one runs, the one where you like ditch the Pokemon if it dies.
Nuzlocke, I think.
Yeah, I like doing the randomizers of those.
Yeah, for me those aren't really the kind of thing I like. Although like both Pokemon Emerald and Pokemon Fire Red Leaf Green are relatively recent additions to Archipelago multi-worlds, so you can do like a full item rando with that. The way Crystal KIR has been around a while, and that's been great fun, both solo and in multis.
So we are still, and we're doing this before we do left side. Oh man.
Going full right for Ovidius, this is a feels bad.
I'm pretty sure that we're gonna have Doc take this, barring anything crazy.
I think he's been ahead for a little bit now since what happened in Meyer, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. Like, you asked me earlier, I said I thought Ovidius was in the lead, but it's definitely shifted. Doc is 100% in the lead, and it would take a catastrophe, I think, for Doc to lose game 1.
Like, again, Doc's execution has honestly been pretty solid. It's mostly just been routing that's kind of done him in a bit for a good while.
Routing and learning a few tricks. If I think if Doc sat down, learned a couple of the different tricks like hammer yump and a couple of the things we didn't see, Harapot, I think Doc could be pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
No, people who can afford it, Traff, use SD2SNES. I am on SD2SNES now, but that was a very, very expensive transition.
Yeah. And alright, that's CT1 for Ovidius, who's going up. Oh no.
This is brave. This is desperation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the transition to SD2SNES though, that is very expensive. Like, if unless you have the capital to spend on switching over to get, SNES Mini or an actual original SNES, plus the SD2SNES, plus the capture card and everything else you have to have, the retro tink, unless you have the capital to spend on that, just stay with emulator. It's not that much different, unless you're trying to learn how to do like hovering, which is a very, very specific trick. You don't really have to switch off of emulator.
There's other things to be worked on first as well, yeah. I mean, I agree though, yeah, like, Doc could be a pretty dangerous opponent, given, I think, some more experience, especially.
Like I said, whoever wins the series is going to be my opponent. I'm currently in the bye round waiting for one of these two.
Yep. But yeah, I can't imagine Doc's gonna have an issue on Ganon, I'll be honest, given, 17 hearts, red mail, half magic, silver's butter, cape, cane. Just pretty much everything you want to be received.
Definitely geared to the teeth.
Doesn't realize that after you beat Aga 1, you can just save quit to the pyramid in Dark World. Not a huge deal at any rate. Just kind of flip it over and then take the portal.
Oh, I figured you just save and quit. I guess wanted the health.
That's also possible, actually. Good point, yeah. Had the full health refill from collecting the crystal.
Yeah, you lose half your health for doing the save and quit. It just depends on how comfortable you are in the fight.
Yeah, no, it didn't take too long to run over anyhow with the flute.
Should see a pretty quick Ganon here. Butter Sword, it's 6 hits per phase. Well, 6 hits for phase 1 and 2, 4 hits for phase 3, and then 4 silvers or 12 spins. I think it's the same spins as Tempered. It might be less. I don't remember how many spins Butter takes. We're not going to be seeing spins anyways.
That's so far very nicely done. Got a little, took a hit or two, but not too bad. Oh no, silver by 1 weakness. Yeah, we got those a bit ago. There's a Rendo room, which this really doesn't matter. At the very least, is not gonna find those.
Oh no, Ovidius is gotta find them because the other Castle Tower Small is there.
No, the other one's on Fire Snake.
Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. He's never getting it.
Since
You're right.
Right to Ice Arbos, yeah, he's not getting them.
I forgot where that other Castle Tower Small was. You're right. I thought he got it in the same room.
Nope. At any rate, though, here, this is going to be GG's to Fakedoctorphd, going to take Game 1 in the Best of 3 series with an official
Sub 2 hours.
time. Yeah, very nice, with an official time of 1:57:53.
Get your GG's out for Fake Doctor.
honestly a pretty nice time for a full clear. I think we saw just about everything.
I mean, that full clear included double dip of TR and a triple dip of pod.
So we're going to get our runners in here for an interview. Yes, is going to play for a little bit longer here. This is on a 10-minute delay, so Doc's been done for about 10 minutes. Let's see how they thought of this seed. As hello and GG's to our two runners.
Hello.
Hello.
GG Ovidius.
Yeah, GG.
And GG too. That was a good race. We weren't sure who was ahead at different points. Yes. Early, I made a comment that I thought Ovidius was ahead after the fire rod being left in pod, and then the I guess mixture of the Meyer big key plus the Dark Cross book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I threw it away. I was like, oh, I can go to Eastern on my way. I'm like, oh, I could have done pod. I'm like, oh, I can just warp over here. And then I realized, oh man, I'm gonna miss a couple spots there. As long as Bo isn't in there, this won't hurt me too bad. And sure enough, Bo was in Hype Cave, which really caused me to have to triple dip a pod there. So
yeah, that was a bit of a zinger.
Yeah, on my way there, I'm like, oh man, I really hope Bo wasn't in there.
You guys both went potted around the same time. Like Ovidius found the boat while you were in pod, and it just kind of ate. Oh, ouch.
Yeah, I found the bow, and I'm like, oh, I guess I'm going to pod now.
Yeah, and then Ovidius pulls the fire rod out of Harmless Hallway, and we're like, oh boy.
Yeah, because I didn't have enough keys because I couldn't skip around. This is one of those seeds I, probably should teach myself things like Herapod, but I felt behind, so that's why I was like, I'm just going to go to Ganon now, and if I know I need 3 keys, and if they're in there, I'm in go mode, and fortunately the last 3 keys I needed were there.
Yeah, and we were talking about that. Like, how long have you been playing? If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, no, I mean, I probably got playing a couple years, kind of doing the tournaments. It's probably my 3rd year doing the tournaments, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we were just curious because we noticed that you didn't Herapot, you didn't hammer yump, so I figured you just didn't know that, and then you pulled off an absolutely beautiful icebreaker.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no,
you surprised us a little there. Pleasantly so. That was very nice.
Herapot's one I just got to learn. Hammer yump, I'm just very, very inconsistent, and I know that's such a time save when you're searching for keys, but so obviously things I need to work on.
Yeah, I was gonna say my hammer yump was definitely a little rusty. Haven't played too much recently, so not a time save when you mess up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a little bit of issues there. Curse the bomb was too low, then too high, or either a bomb or you were too low or too high. Yeah, it ended up evening out quite a bit. As mentioned, kind of big points for each side was that fire rod for you, Doc. Mercifully, all 6 pod keys did show up to go pick up that fire rod without significant shenanigans.
Yeah.
And then, Ovidius did escape really early, but didn't have a lamp or swords, so skipped Dark Cross. And that cane was I want to say it was pretty much the last location or close to it for you.
Yeah, I think I had like 3 other things that I had scattered, so.
Yeah, that was it was a fun race, and yeah, I gotta work on some things. I'm using my original SNES that I've had since I was like 7 years old, so my pause button's starting to go. It's my original controller, so I'm now select buffering instead of pause buffering.
Nice. Gotcha.
But yeah, it works much better than the pause button. So.
If it works, it works. Yeah, I thought I think overall, though, just kind of rounding things a little bit here and there. If you watch it back, Doc, we do have some varying commentary on things that could be, potentially improved on in terms of efficiency and whatnot. Yeah, Ovidius, that fire big was also a bit of a zinger on your side.
Yep.
For docs, yeah, the videos just forgot to track it.
Oh, gotcha. So had something, didn't think you had it.
Yep.
Yeah, I missed at least one or two things, but the big key for Meyer. Yep.
Oh, gotcha. Well, it was a fun race. I'm sure we'll have another good one for round 2 of videos. So,
Yep. And I'll be interested in watching it.
oh, are you
I'm the one
playing the
waiting
winner?
on you guys. Yep.
Oh, okay. I see you're watching for all our tips and tricks. I see how it is.
Well, I did leave quite constructive feedback during the commentary. I wasn't trying to be super critical or anything, but there was places where I was like, this is what I would have thought about
Yeah.
given the situation.
No, I appreciate it. I mean, that's how you learn is you watch other people, you listen. It's fortunate when they're doing your race because I get to then watch and see the comments and hear the experts say, "Oh, maybe I've done this differently." So I'll learn and grow with every race for sure.
No, yeah, don't call me an expert. I'm definitely not that. I'm decent at the game.
Hey,
I've been around a
you did
while.
get a bye in the bracket, okay? That says something.
Yeah. No, but this was a good race to watch though. It's great to
Yeah.
put you on. I don't think we've seen either of you much around ZSR. And good luck in game 2. Any idea when that will be?
I don't know. We'll have to figure that out on our end, but
Yeah.
definitely let everyone know.
I think we'd maybe talked about Thursday. Probably cross keys if you're okay with it.
Yeah. No,
Crossword.
I enjoy that for sure. But yeah, definitely up for that and looking forward to another good race and thanks to everyone on the other end of it. So, yeah, appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you guys for hosting us.
Absolutely. And GG's. Any last words from you, Carl, before I take us out?
Not much. Just want to thank Tom Attack for doing our tracking. He tracked both runners today, so thank you very much. Thank you for help common with me there, Star. I haven't been in the comm booth for a while, so it felt pretty good to get back in and have a fun match to watch. And again, GG's to both of you. That was some of those item placements were kind of rough, and you guys stuck it out. And still a sub 2 on that. I would take that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, thank you guys, and yeah, have a good night.
Yeah, GG's. So yeah, give our runners a follow. Fakedoctorphd and ovidiusnaso. As well as thank you to IB Karma. That's out of date. Yeah. And thank you to Tom for doing the tracking today here. Let's see, coming up ahead on the ZSR schedule, this is going to be it for us. Coming up, we have, let's see, looks like we are done for today. Tomorrow, we do have a couple more ALttPR Challenge Cup matches. We'll see if we get crews for them. We also have Murdero's Mask Randomizer Standard Tournament Season 5 Losers Semis match between Nasho and Bro, and the Minish Cap 100% match between Semi Rare and Session. So we'll check those out. Go ahead and check those out if you're interested. But for now, it's going to be it for us. We're going to go over and head off to Speed Gaming 2. They just started a LTTPR main tournament match between Power to Mario and Kentao. It's some more AD keys, so we'll go see how they're doing with that. Thanks for watching, everyone, and see you next time.